Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is rated PG-13. Parental advisory, explicit content. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh yeah, this is gonna be epic. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber. And we are here back with another action figure articulated statue review of Creech. Creech! Based on the classic cover, #1 right there, classic series number 25, guys. Alright, I really want to get this guy out the package. I want to unbox him. I want to see how he looks. He does look magnificent. This is a piece that I've always wanted in my collection. As a Spawn fan, I'm glad to have this guy in my collection. So, let's slice him out, shall we? Slice him out. I don't think the box has been opened. I could be wrong. It was taped, but then again, it's kind of beat up. It's from 2004, if you're wondering. So let's take out the Creech. The tape looks kind of old, so maybe it has not been out the box. So we'll find out. Let's take Creech out the box, man. Out the box, if I can get him out the box. Out of the box. Out of the box. He's in there. Alright, let's turn him around this way. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure he was out the box because usually he comes with a bunch of twisty ties, and as you guys can see, he has no twisty ties on him, so that means he was probably on display, and then when I bought him from the buyer, he'd probably just put him back in the box, which is perfectly okay with me. So let's take out the Creech. The Creech, look at this hair, man. Look at this hair. Here's artwork of the Creech. That's pretty dope. That he still has the original artwork piece right there, and it comes with a stand, a couple of stands right there. If you guys are interested, let's check out the artwork first before we check out the Creech. So you can pop stand in right there, right there. The creature is loose. Dope. Put that behind there for now. So let's take a look at the Creech, man. Let's see. He does peg into the base. We'll take a look at him first, and then we'll take a look at the base. So here's the Creech. Look at him, man. Looks magnificent. Magnificent. It's just a dope overall piece, man. Loving, I love his cybernetic dreadlocks. It's a dope figure, man. It's so freaking awesome, dude. You know, when you're younger and you see a figure of this, and then, you know, when you get older, to actually have this guy in your collection is pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. He is pre-posed. We'll take a look at the minute at his articulation, but I'm just kind of marveling at the beautiful detail of this figure, man. He has the gauntlets way before Hulkbuster. The wear and tear on his fingers. That's really, really dope, man. They gave him wear and tear on his fingers and on his boots. That's how the figure looks. That's what he's supposed to look like. His fingers are articulated. That's pretty dope. There's the inside of his hand if you guys are curious to see. Very, very dope, man. Love the texture of his skin, his veins, very Hulk-like. Here is, let me see about this. Yeah, these fingers are articulated too. They're kind of like on a ball joint. As you guys can see the ball joint finger tip Well, his thumb anyways, not so much his... Well, actually, yeah, his fingers are on ball joints. Pretty dope. Pretty dope, man. And of course, he has the same wear and tear on his boots right there. He does have articulation. We'll take a look at his articulation. So he has articulation at his, I guess, right below his knee would be his ankle. Same thing with this side right here. He does have articulation, but really there's no point because it is a pre-post statue. Never understood Mcfarlane and other toy makers back in the day when they gave us pre-post statues with articulation. Makes no goddamn sense. You saw the break right there at the upper bicep. The arm is articulated and it does extend outward like that. This arm, not so much. His firearms, I get it, firearms, firearms, is articulated. Both of them are articulated. Be very careful because this is a Mcfarlane figure and these are very, very frail, man. I'm surprised they hung on there that long. Did I show you guys the waist swivel? And then there's nothing at the head because his head is kind of inside the chest area. Let's see, he has a break right here too at the crotch piece right here, but barely. There's no point. And then we'll take a look at the back, and here's all of his awesome glory right here, man. All this mechanical dreadlocks right here. Very, very dope, dude. And they are bendable. They are on bendy wire, so you can bend them any which way you want to. I kind of like it like this. He kind of has like a comb over. So he's got the hair dangling right here, and then he's got the comb over, kind of like a straight dreads right here. I don't know if that's the purpose of him or somebody posted him like that, but I kind of like it like that. And he is pretty. Oh no! He almost took out his portrait. He is pretty heavy, man. He's a heavy guy. He has to be at least 3 to 4 pounds, maybe. So here is the base in which he comes upon. This is like a plastic rubbery base, which is pretty dope. There's where his feet goes in, the pegs right there. Love the detail in the base, man. Very, very dope. I wish they kind of would have given this maybe like, it would have been cool if they had like a gargoyle hanging there or something, you know what I mean? That would have been really, really dope. You know what? Speaking of, okay, so I do have a gargoyle right here, but it doesn't match up with the concrete. But and it's a little big too. It's a little big to be a display piece for Creech. So, and he does light up too. That's right. You are doomed if you watch this review. Okay, so before we put him on the base, guys, I brought out the one that kind of started it all. This was the 90s Creech right here. And yeah, they stand about the same size. You know, for some reason, I've always thought Creech was a big guy, but he's not. He's not a big guy at all. To do a size comparison, actually, if you guys didn't see a review of this guy, check it out. But you can see how far we've come, right? 90s to the 2000s. Pretty much has the same damn articulation. He has the same look, but obviously, detail-wise, I mean, well, it depends on what your preference is, you know. This one's not a bad figure, but this one is pretty damn awesome. I always thought he would be bigger. We'll measure him in a minute as well, but to do a size comparison, here is Spawn with the Creech. And as you can see, Spawn is, well, actually, yeah, okay. I was thinking about size comparison, but Creech, this guy right here, he would fall more into the 6-inch lineup, like a regular Spawn. So a 6-inch Spawn would probably be like right about here. And so this Spawn is 7.5. So obviously he would probably this Spawn would probably fit more well with the newer Spawn figure villains, however you want to look at it, from the 2000s, because he goes pretty well with Cygor. So if you guys didn't see a review of that Cygor, I put Spawn with that Cygor the new Cygor that came out, the kids toy, which I thought was pretty damn awesome for a $20 figure. That big old monkey. Here is the other Spawn, the original Spawn. And yeah, that's how they would measure up. So yeah, I guess, yeah, they do measure up pretty nicely. I just always thought Creech, I just always thought of Creech as a big guy, but he's not a big guy. He's not. So let's do some measurements, guys. Actually, you know what? Let's put him on the base first. Let's see how well he goes on the base, and then we'll do some measurements. So as you guys can see, he has a pre-posed toe. Pre-posed toe. And it pegs into the peg like so. And then we can peg this foot into that like so. Put them in there, then you bend them just a little bit if you want to. Put them in there, and then to get them kind of like balanced, you want this. Let's see, let's measure, let's actually line up his muscles. So there's that. And to get him to stand just a little bit better, you can bring his arm down like so. And then there is Creech on his base. Looking magnificent, if I say so myself. Magnificent. It's so awesome to take a look back at some of these masterpieces Mcfarlane did, man. Let's do some measurements now that he's on his base. So with Creech being on his base, he stands approximately, we'll say about 7 inches. He looks about just right at 7 inches going up to his dreads. Without the base, he's probably at like about 7.5 inches. Wait a minute. I have read that wrong. Okay, so he's at 7.5 inches. I think I read that right. Maybe a little bit over 7.5 inches. Without the base, he's at like 7 inches. Around 7 inches. So the base adds like an extra ½ inch. Width-wise, I say Creech is about 7.5. So 7.5 by 7.5 this figure is. You'd think he'd be a little bit more bigger, but he's not. His dreads, you know, they go out. I think his dreads, his overall girth of his body is what makes this figure so big. So maybe that's why I've always felt like Creech was a big guy, but he's really not. He's muscular, you know, he's wide, but he's not like tall, you know what I mean? And his furthest dread, mechanical dread, goes out to about almost 12.5 inches, guys. So yeah. And the dreads too, they make him look big as well. So listen, man, overall just straight up masterpiece. Here's my custom Spawn next to the Creech. This is how they go together. They go very nicely, man. This is probably where I'm going to put the Creech at, right next to my custom Spawn, man. Very, very dope. And they do size up pretty well, man. Both around 7 inches, and Creech is a big freaking guy, dude. The detail is immaculate. Let me show you guys, give you guys another close-up glimpse of the detail of this figure. If I didn't go in before, there's this crotch area. There's the Creech crotch. The Creech crotch. The crotch is Creech. The Creech is crotch. His belt right there. The coloring of this guy is very, very nice. Very Christmas-esque. Love the knee pads. It matches with his belt. The overall look, I really, really love how he looks, man. The mechanical arm with the kind of zombie-looking arm, and him breaking through his green tights, and with his mechanical dreadlocks coming out of his head engulfed into the chest of the figure, and the boots and the gauntlets. Everything about this guy is just dope, man. Very, very dope. There's the back piece right there. You can see the ball joint right there for his arm hiding behind. And it is, being that it is heavy, it is a resin statue. So there is no cheap plastic on this guy. Very, very dope, guys. Okay, I think I have drooled enough over this figure, man. let's go ahead and let me give you my rating, guys. I think this guy is a masterpiece, man. Listen, if he was articulated, I think my score would be a little bit higher, but I am going to give him a solid 9. It's kind of bordering on a 9.5. You know what I mean? Overall statue piece, I think, is done brilliantly, man. This is an awesome, awesome statue piece. Listen, guys, if you love Spawn, I see big things for Spawn in the future. I do believe that they'll get the movie right and bring some of these villains to the big screen. I would love to see Creech and Cygor brought to the big screen in a Spawn movie. I think it would be freaking awesome, man. And yeah, I would love to see it. I think in the future it will happen. But for now, all we get is him in action figure form, in comic book form as well. But man, this is such an amazing figure, such an amazing character. And it's definitely a solid 9, and it's like bordering on a 9.5. The reason why I can't really give it a 10, like I said, because of the articulation, but damn, man, it's just a beautiful overall statue, guys. So if you don't mind collecting statue pieces, and you like cool, detailed action figures, then I recommend this figure for you, this articulated statue for you. If you are a fan of Spawn, then you guys probably already have this. You know, you don't need me to recommend it to you. It's just a beautiful overall piece. I'm glad to add this guy into my collection. Alright, man. I think I've spent enough time drooling over this figure. Tell me what you guys think about this masterpiece. If you like this little review, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. You know all that amazing stuff. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next review. Peace out.